I'm Judy Woodruff. Welcome back to the online part of our conversation about what is going on in education here in the Indianapolis, central Indiana area, and how we can do something about children and teens, young people who have grown up in tough, difficult circumstances where they're dealing with poverty and other issues, and how their education can be something that addresses their needs. So I want to come to two of you who I want to hear from. Emily, you are a student in what grade? Remind us what grade you're in. 7th grade. And where do you go to school?
Center Grove Middle School North.
And what do you've been listening to this conversation about what kids are dealing with. What do you see in your own school?
I just see like a whole bunch of kids not thinking of what they're doing, and I see people getting bullied a lot.
Oh.
Yeah.
Getting bullied because maybe they have a tougher circumstance
Yeah.
than other kids do.
Mm-hmm.
And some kids don't understand that.
Yeah.
And how does that make the kids feel who are bullied?
Makes them want to drop out of school and not go anymore.
Yeah. Do you ever try to talk to these kids to persuade them that there's a reason to hang in there?
I sometimes try to, but then they just keep thinking different things, and they really think about what they want to do and not what other people tell them to do.
Mm-hmm. And which is a case where having a grown-up, either a teacher or a mentor, somebody who's a little bit older with a little more experience, getting involved in the life of that child might be able to make a difference.
Yeah.
You also didn't get a chance to say something. Remind us of your name, where
Amy
you
Moore.
are.
Amy Moore. I'm at Harshman Magnet Middle School.
Right. What do you see?
I think probably the biggest factor that is important to me that I've seen at Harshman is the human element, the people. It allows for the teacher, so the programs allow for the teachers to actually teach the students, which I think is really important. It allows us to educate, do that piece that we've been talking about, and really give them the education. Mm-hmm. And then the support comes from the other programs, and it's as great as the people who are offering the services. And that has been the distinction in our school, are the people that we have in our building. They are caring about kids. They believe that every single kid can achieve. I think that is at the core of what makes the teachers in our building and really every person in our building different.
How would you or another teacher in your school react to the kind of thing Emily talked about? Some of these kids come to school and they come from a difficult circumstance, mm-hmm. and they may end up getting bullied or treated badly by other kids. How do you deal with that?
I think you recognize it, you address it, and you find the right person to address it. It may not be the classroom teacher who's best suited to address it, and so we have a great student services program in our building. We have other outside sources and programs mm-hmm. that can help to mm-hmm. put that student in the right perspective.
It's one of those instances where the school can't do everything itself, and that's why these outside organizations can sometimes make
integrated. I thought that was a really great way to say it. It's not necessarily a wraparound; it's an integrated service.
Right. Yeah. Several of you have told me you've got a powerful message you want to get out here today, and I want to give everybody a chance to do that. Let's see, where do we want to start? Raise your hand if you've got a message that you really want this audience to hear.
Sure. So,
microphone. We got to have a microphone.
So in a previous life, I had the privilege of serving on the Super Bowl host committee, right. And the way we approached the Super Bowl as a host committee was that it was a community coordination effort. And when I sit here in this room and I listen to all the folks doing all these things on education, and I understand the community discussion that's also evolving, I am hopeful that Indianapolis is well positioned to solve this problem, or at least to make a great run at solving the problem, because it seems like we have the partners that are willing to work together and that are, it's just a matter of coordination and pulling people together.
So sometimes it's just being intentional about it.
It's being intentional, and we have, I think in Indianapolis, the desire to pull folks together and to work on problems together.
You see that here.
I see that. There is maybe not enough as we want, but I think we're moving towards that direction.
I should have said your name. It's Marshawn Woolley.
Marshawn Woolley.
Is that right?
Yes.
All right. Some others of you I know have a message I want to hear from Second Beginnings. Again, it's Second Helpings. I'm sorry. Second Helpings is about food, but it's more than that.
Yes, we also have job training programs for adults who are underemployed and unemployed and help them get a fresh start. But what we're really doing in education is providing hot, nutritious meals to after-school programs and to early childhood programs to make sure that those kids are getting the great nutrition they need, and to make sure that the agencies that are providing these services, because they're getting the meals for free, they can stretch their resources even further and provide better services. And it's really important because we need to have a sense of urgency around this issue. We have an entire community that is depending upon these children to be our future workforce. And every year that goes by that we sit and wait for change or someone else to create change is a year that we lose another group of kids and another segment of our leaders and our workforce of tomorrow.
In other words, there's no reason to wait.
We have to
sometimes I
feel
think
every day matters.
people wait. The perfect solution is going to come. It's going to come. The fact is, there is no perfect solution. It's what you can do right now.
So we do the best we can right now, that's right.
Darcy Palmer Schultz, right behind here, Big Brothers and Sisters.
Yes, I kind of feel like you teed me up. So I would only echo what you said, and I would just note that we have 600 kids who have already called us and asked for mentors. And we haven't been able to serve them yet because we don't have enough
600
volunteers.
kids.
600 kids right now today who are waiting, and many of them will wait over a year at this rate. So when we talk about we can't wait another minute, we can't wait another day, we certainly can't wait another year. I think our community cares about kids, and a lot of times we don't know how, or we feel like we can't be part of the solution. But there are ways for all of us, and Big Brothers Big Sisters is one, but there are many others. School on Wheels is a great program. Boys and Girls Clubs has great programs. And there are lots of us out here who are ready to activate your care and your potential and your time, so please call us.
So those of us who are watching, listening to this right now, there is a way for you to get involved. School on Wheels.
Hi again, I'm Laura from School on Wheels, and what we do is we provide one-to-one tutoring and educational advocacy for homeless youth, and we do so by inviting volunteers in that start at the earliest age of 11 to come in and be a good support to our kids where they live. So we send our volunteers out to homeless shelters to provide that one-to-one support for 1 hour every single week. It is amazing what 1 hour once a week will do, not only for our kids, but for our volunteers. Our kids receive the opportunity to go to tutoring at least 3 to 4 times a week. And I can tell you from personal experience from doing this for the last couple of years that the change that our kids have, not only academically, but socially, is amazing. They go from maybe coming into the tutoring hour with their heads down, not feeling confident about going to school that next day. And if there's individuals in this community who say, oh, I don't know how I'd help, just being there is a huge help. Showing that smile to a kid who's had a rough day, who's maybe experienced some bullying for whatever reason, and just needs that extra support to say, oh, I can do this, and I can go to school tomorrow and feel very confident and good about who I am because I'm prepared. And so from our standpoint, we need more community volunteers. Just like Darcy mentioned, we serve over 350 youth each year, and we're wanting to expand to more schools and be able to serve that audience.
So there's no reason for people not. Okay, we've got time for 2 more quick comments.
Hi, Ted Maple from Day Nursery, and I think we know we have lots of programs and services out there in our community available to people, but I think we need to talk more about quality. And when we have the opportunity to distinguish quality programs from those that don't reach high standards, we should do so. There's a big difference between a good after-school program and a not so good after-school program. The same with schools. We have an opportunity with early childhood programs in this community to talk about that. We have Pass to Quality system, which is a rating system from 1 to 4, 4 being the highest.
Right.
And some programs like Little Dove Daycare, Day Nursery Association, and many others reach those high standards and are able to make see results for the kids that serve them. There are others that don't, and we should hold ourselves to those high standards.
Okay, let's end with a student. Nicholas, is that your name? Is that right? I'm going to give you a chance to say your final message to the folks who are watching.
I really want to thank everybody who commits their hours to here in Indiana, and you guys are really changing our generation.
That's pretty powerful way to end it. Thank you all very much. This has just been, for me, an extraordinary experience. I'm just so impressed with what everybody's doing, and I just have this feeling coming out of this that you're going to have a burst of volunteers when folks have a chance to hear your stories. Thank you very much, each and every one of you. Thank you. Thank you. Great.